What's going on YouTube? It's Mayor1088 here again, bringing you another deck profile. This is a deck profile of mine. I built it like a week ago. Took it to my locals yesterday, Sunday, May the 4th, and I got second place. Lost in the last round to Boojins. Went 4-1 with my record. Lost at the very end to the guy who got first place. He was running Boojins. I played against Cyber Dragons in the first round, beat them handily 2-0. Played against Gladiator Beasts in the second round, beat them 2-1. I lost game 1, games 2 and 3, sided in very effectively and just stomped them. Locked him out of everything that he thought he could do. And then round 3, I played against Medolces. Won game 1, lost game 2 because I just couldn't draw any monsters at all. And then game 3 was a pretty good fight, but I ended up beating him. And then round 4, I 2-0'd Yugioh's, Yugioh Karakuris. Deck just has too good of a matchup against Yugioh Karakuris. It's just really easy, and then whenever I side, it gets even better. But let's get into the deck profile, guys. This is my Evilswarm deck that I played yesterday. Really cheap deck, that's why I decided to make it. Runs 3 Caster, 3 Kirkion, 3 Thunderbird, this is all pretty standard, 3 Heliotrope, and then I only played 2 Mandragoras, and I'll tell you why in a second. I really wanted to keep the monster count where it was at 16 monsters. I played 2 Mandragoras, 1 Rescue Rabbit for the Heliotropes, obviously, and then instead of a 3rd Mandragora, I main decked 1 Thunder King. For my locals, there's a lot of searching going on. There's still a lot of people who play Fire Fist, that play Bears and whatnot. There's still a lot of people who play... there's still a guy there who very often plays Prophecy, who does pretty well. And main deck Thunder King just was... I had to have it in there, but because of my Spell and Trap lineup, I thought I could only keep this at 16 monsters, so I just cut 1 Mandragora out. If you play 3 Mandragora, I'm not saying you're wrong. It just depends on where you're at. And for me, playing 3 Mandragora wasn't an option. I needed to play out 1 main deck Thunder King. Let's go into spells. We played 3 MST. Very happy with this. Did me good all day. 2 Kaiser Coliseum. This was pretty good. There's only like 1 round. I took this out against Boojins in my 4th round because he was also playing it too, and I just figured, well, I don't need that. You know, my Ophion versus his Yamato, whatever. Anyways, 2 Chalice. I was playing these because I don't have 3 Forbidden or Fiendish Chains right now, and honestly, I'm probably going to keep it either at 1 Fiendish Chain and 2 Chalices, or maybe 2 Fiendish Chains and 1 Chalice, one or the other. The extra 400 attack boost that you can throw onto some of your guys with this to get you over certain things, it's really great. Plus, whenever somebody finally makes something big enough to get over Ophion, if you just hit Ophion with this whenever they attack it, it does a lot of damage. 2 Pandemics. I only main deck 2, and I was siding a 3rd one, but then I decided to take the 3rd one out of the side, so I only ran 2 yesterday. It did alright, did pretty good. Then the 1-ofs, the 1 Rhoda, 1 Soul Charge, just to bring back a Kirkion so that I can do Kirkion's play. It was basically paying 1,000 life points to make another Ophion or make another Xyz. 1 Dark Hole did really good. 1 Allure of Darkness was a really good first game card, and then was always the first target to side out. And then 1 Book of Moon. That's it for the spells. And traps, we have 2 Safe Zones. That did pretty good. I wouldn't change that at all. 1 Compulse. I might take this out. Not sure. I might change this into another Wiretap. 1 Eradicator in the main deck. This was strictly because of my locals and what I know is getting played there, and it did me really well. I wouldn't change that for my locals, but if I took it to regionals, if I was going to be playing against, you know, with like actual meta decks where I may be playing against Mermails and Dragons a lot, I might put this in the side. Infestation Infection did really good all day. Dimensional Present out of 1 of. It was between this and a Mirror Force, and I just decided I wanted to be banishing things. There's too much that saves themselves from protection, so I wanted to do that. Torrential Tribute, the 1 Fiendish Chain I talked about, and 1 Wiretap. That was a really good card. I might try to find room for a second one. Wiretap's an amazing card. That's the main deck, guys. It's 40 cards. Just trying to get through this real quick for you guys. The extra deck, one Zen mains, just in case I got Xyz Encored, just so I had a rank 3 to go into. Then the rank 4s had Maestro, standard, Galaga Cowboy. Maestro does really good against Bujins. I would leave him in there. It does really good against Bujins. Galaga Cowboy for obvious reasons. Diamond Direwolf, just good generic rank 4, gets rid of some problems. This one's blank. I was borrowing an Abyss Dweller. That's all that is. That's an Abyss Dweller. I just don't have one right now, and I was borrowing one from a friend for the tournament. 2 Honor Arc. Have to run 2. Really good. 1 Master Key Beetle. Really good card. Crazy Box. Never made it. It's just for if I play against a skill drain deck. 1 Evilswarm Thanatos. 1 Bahamut. This guy's just ridiculous. A rank 4 that steals a rank 4 Big Eye. It felt really good, especially after going from like Heraldic Rulers to this deck. Having that Big Eye out feels really good in the extra deck. It's really handy to play. 3 Ophion, obviously, and 1 Ouroboros. I don't have an Exciton Knight. If I did, I'd probably take either the Ouroboros or the Diamond Dire out to put in the Exciton Knight. Probably the Diamond Dire. Ouroboros is really good at certain times. Probably take the Diamond Dire out to put in the Exciton Knight. Most times you don't really want to make Exciton Knight in Evilswarms, but I find the time that I really want to make it the most often is when we're in game 2 and I've won game 1, so I'm going second in game 2, or I'm going second in game 3 and I'm going into an established field. Like if I have an MST in my hand, I'll go, Caster, Heliotrope, make Exciton Knight detach, and especially against dragons, like if they're going to flip skill drain, I want to have that MST in my hand for the skill drain, but it's really good to summon that into a field that exists, especially if you have Pandemic too. Yeah. Let's see. I guess I'll show you guys my side deck for my Evilswarm deck too. This is a side deck I took to locals yesterday. This just depends on what you know about your locals, but it might give you guys some ideas. Let's see here. Let's see. Hold on a second. Yeah. All right. Sorry, guys. This card got misplaced off to the side. This was in my main deck. Solemn Warning. Yep. All right. So we had DNA Surgery, Soul Drain, Ceasefire. This was for my locals. We only have 35-minute rounds at my locals, and there's a couple guys there, especially like the Prophecy player that I mentioned, who really like to slow play, and like even if you sit there and tell them like make a move, dude, like let's go. You're taking 25 minutes for game 1. You're taking 10 minutes for one turn. You're not doing anything. That's for that. Just because I don't want to lose in game 3. I've gone to game 3 in turns so many times. 2 Vanity's Evidence. These just swap out with Kaiser Colosseums, just depending on what deck I'm going against. This was a Blackhorn. I was borrowing a second one. Played 1 Royal Decree, 1 Twister, 1 Macrocosmos. Self-explanatory cards here. This blank card was a second Debunk. I was borrowing a second Debunk. And Dimensional Fissure. The Debunks did great for me all day. The Blackhorns did really great in my in a bunch of my matchups. DNA Surgery I didn't really use. Soul Drain I sighted in one time against the Bujin guy. I never saw it. Ceasefire I never sighted in because I was beating people pretty quick. Deck Devastation Virus I sighted in against Yugiohs. Didn't see it but didn't need it. These I sighted in against the Gladiator Beast guy. He was really sad when he couldn't tag in and out with those. You flip it at the end of the battle phase whenever they put one back into the deck for cost, then you flip that, and then they can't summon one back out from the deck. It does really good. Blackhorn, just really good for anybody that synchros or Xyzs a lot, aka Yugiohs. Royal Decree is really good against Yugiohs or other back row heavy decks, so you can just push through. Twister, just an extra MST. Macrocosmos, Light Imprisoning Mirror is really good. Dimensional Fissure, just another Macrocosmos since they're both at 1. and debunks for all those graveyard effect decks, like Mermails, Dark Worlds, that kind of thing. Boojins does really good. That's it for my Evilswarm deck, guys. I hope you liked the profile. Evilswarm, in my opinion, they've come a long way since last year's Nationals, where it was I don't want to play dragons or spellbooks, so this is the other deck that I must play if I want to be a competitive deck. They've come a long way from that. They've really come into their own as a control deck and not just a Ophion dot deck. Even though the deck does make Ophion really, really well, I'd say that what makes this deck like a better rank 4 deck than like something like, Battling Boxers. They make rank 4s all day long, but they pretty much have to go into Laid Yoke, and that's all they can do. These guys right now are the most consistent rank 4 toolbox deck. They can make anything in your rank 4 toolbox all day long, and they have some of the best rank 4s that are specific to them in the game, especially Bahamut. Bahamut's just ridiculous. There were so many times today that I'd steal one of my opponent's important monsters that'd be like a level 4, and then exceeds it into, a Maestro or a Silent Honor, and steal another one of their monsters. It opens up so many plays. That's it for that, guys. That's my Evilswarm deck profile. Hope you liked it. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. And this is Mayor1088 signing out, guys. See you later.